In this video, we want to learn about the first wave in the ECG, the P wave. Every ECG strip tells a story, and like any good story, it starts with a beginning, a single event that sets everything else in motion. On the ECG, that event is the P wave. The sinoatrial node sits in the upper wall of the right atrium. When it fires, electricity spreads across the right atrium first, then through internodal pathways across to the left atrium, like a wave moving outward from a single point. Right atrium first, left atrium second. It moves slow, smooth, and orderly. This explains why the P wave looks the way it does, a gentle curve with no sharp edges. Because the depolarization itself is gentle, the shape reflects the physiology. Two leads give you the clearest view for the P wave: lead 2 and lead V1. In lead 2, the P wave is a positive deflection, because electricity is moving downward and to the left towards the positive pole of lead 2. In AVR, the P wave is a negative deflection, because electricity is moving away from the positive pole. This combination confirms one thing, that the impulse came from the SA node in the right atrium and moved downward to the left. That's your baseline and your confirmation that this ECG is drawn correctly. Now, V1 is different. The P wave here is biphasic. It goes up, then down. That's not abnormal, it's normal anatomy. Because the right atrium depolarizes first, moving toward V1, showing positive deflection. Then, the left atrium depolarizes, moving away from V1, showing a negative deflection. To summarize, the P wave represents the atrial depolarization, or atrial systole, where both atria contract to move blood into the ventricles. Two measurements matter for the P wave: the duration, which should be less than 120 milliseconds. So, 3 small squares. If you remember with me, one small square horizontally was equal to 0.04 seconds or 40 milliseconds. This concept has been explained in another video, and its link is in the description. Another measure is the amplitude, which should be less than 2.5 millimeters. So, 2.5 small squares tall. If you remember with me, one small square vertically was 1 millimeter tall. Keep those numbers, they are important. Now here's where most people go wrong. They see a P wave and they call it a normal or sinus rhythm, meaning that electricity started from the SA node. But that's not enough. A P wave alone doesn't confirm sinus or SA node origin. For sinus rhythm, you need 3 things. 1. The P wave is upright in lead 2. 2. The P wave is inverted in AVR. 3. Every P wave is followed by a QRS complex. All 3 must be present, not 2 out of 3. An ectopic atrial focus can produce P waves, and other rhythms can produce P waves. The shape tells you the source. The P wave is the electrical signature of atrial depolarization. It is a positive deflection in lead 2, a biphasic deflection in V1, and a negative deflection in AVR. The normal measurements of a P wave are 2 small squares tall or less than 2.5 millimeter and 3 small squares wide or less than 120 milliseconds. After the P wave, the electricity reaches the AV node, where it will pause deliberately. This pause lets the atria finish before the ventricles can begin contracting. That's all. Thank you, and see you in the next lecture.